I don't want all my purses in the video. So I'm at my corner, and I'm just going to. So starting from the corner, just put my needle underneath. Each one has like a little ridge, and you go under each one, right? This one there. So I'm going in the first one, and then I'm gonna wrap my needle around it. Oh, not twice, I'm sorry. Pull it through, wrap that around, and pull it through again. So it's pretty simple. Now, as I work on this, I'm gonna have this conversation. Okay, Jesus. I was online today in Q&A, and I'm having a little issue with the question. Someone in the audience, I don't know if they're, you know, I don't know why they answer a question that I've heard in that particular class be asked over and over and over and over. But apparently, I guess they don't feel like they're getting it together. But now you see, no, because I don't want my needle to fall out. So it gives you a whole nother layer. Okay. So apparently they're not getting their questions asked, because if they're getting their questions asked, they want to keep asking the same question. But I think, actually, I don't think I know. The problem is when you're asking a question that some way it means something to you and is very important, then I find that you have to be mindful about who are you asking. That's when in Psalms 1 it says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." So you have to pay attention to that person's marriage if you're going to ask them marital questions. Pay attention to the things that the wife say about the husband man, and pay attention. Don't just, and then when you get the answer, go back and study it. You don't take what people tell you and take that as, oh, that's law. You go back and you act, you chew on it some. So, and it's always that class seem to have an issue when it comes to marriage, or what they're supposed to do, and because there's a lie that they're teaching them. Well, what is that lie? That only men can divorce their wives, women can't divorce their husbands. And it's like, that has to be the biggest lie I've ever heard. Why? Because you give them the scriptures and say, hey, God is a equal opportunity, I'm going to punch you in your head, God. I mean it for my daughters as well as I mean it for my sons. Equally. If you get into a covenant with someone, because God is a God of covenants, when you get into a covenant with someone and you decided that you're going to be nasty and break that covenant with your someone, yeah, the abused party, by law, by God's law, can divorce you. So a woman can divorce her cheating, lying, abusive husband. And a man can divorce his cheating, lying, abusive wife. Yeah, yeah. Well, they're not righteous. Why? Because what does righteous means? It means integrity, morals, values. You're not going to be cheating on your spouse. So if you have a spouse that do run out there and cheat all the time and got the swivel head in his community property and they're supposed to just be your oneness, yeah, God tell you don't be unevenly yoked with non-believers. Yeah, he wants to see a righteous seed. He wants to see, what is that? People just think, oh, well, we go to the Sabbath class, so we're a righteous seed. No, the hell y'all not. Most of y'all devils. No, you not. Ain't nothing right about you whatsoever. Got people out here committing adultery, but trying to tell them, hey, men can't commit adultery. Oh, men can't commit adultery. Woe unto you. So you are antichrist. You are speaking against what thus says the Lord. You're the devil. If God says you break that covenant, man or woman, you're in adultery. And now you're turning around telling men that that's not adultery if they cheat on their wives? I guess you know better than God. So you know better than the one who created man and the one who gave the laws. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, according to the word of God, it doesn't matter who step outside and break that covenant, they are in adultery. Now, it seems like we want to play, remember that game that they always playing on the street corners in New York? That 3-card Molly. That's what today's Q&A felt like to me. 3-card Molly. Because you have on one hand, they're saying, no, you can't do that, woman. You can't. I've never read, even though Mark make it very clear that Jesus the Christ is speaking to both men and women, but you got some of you little snakes. You want to be Captain Save a Snake. Woe unto you too. You stupid. You sitting here talking about, but he just, no, he read the script and turned around and said, well, I can't read what you just read it, and turn around in the same tongue and say you can't read where a woman put away their husband, yet you just reading, woman, do not put your husband away. And like, come on. It's the 3-card Molly. That's what's going on. 3-card Molly. God's talking to us equally. I can't go commit adultery. I can't step outside of my marriage covenant to sleep with anyone that I am not espoused to. And a man can't do that either. But then they do that 3-card Molly to try to cover up sin. So now which one is it? Either God says it's adultery, but then you turn around telling people that's not adultery. Nigga, you a lie. That is adultery. You can't be telling people that's not adultery. You are a lie. A man cheating on his wife. I'll say woman. Kind of went together. Sorry. A man cheating on his wife. Not woman. His wife. His wife can very well divorce that man for adultery. You got laws that back it up today. What are those laws? In those laws, because he ran out and broke the covenant in that marriage, she can take him for half. She can take, and in some states, she can sue the woman he cheated on her with for, it's called spousal interference. Okay? So, yeah, there are laws that back that up. And we can do this all day. So if God is not okay with having, if God says, that's adultery, he don't want you going to go and slop spirits with over here and then come back over here. It's the same thing apply for man and woman. You're not going to go and swipe spit over here and then come back over here, and then whatever spirits that person is dealing with, you want to bring that stuff home because you become one flesh with that person when you lay down with them. It's like, you're not bringing them demons over here. I don't know what demons they battling with. Next thing you know, you gay or something, and it's like, we don't know what a person got going on with them. Next thing you know, you looking at women you ain't never looked at a woman before in your life because whoever he slept with is a whole lesbian. Like, let's come on. You act like spiritual warfare don't exist. You act like that's not what God was keeping you from. When God say no, neither party, don't go outside because you're sinning against your body. You're bringing unclean spirits to your body. And then you're bringing those unclean spirits to torment your wife. She has every right to divorce your nasty behind. But y'all like to hold women hostage. I see that. Because it doesn't else make sense. How does it make sense? Common sense. That when you break that covenant, that marriage covenant, by cheating on that person, how all of a sudden that's not cheating? Because you can have more than one. Like, there goes the 3-card Molly, man. So what's the difference in so I guess when Jesus the Christ said, yeah, in the beginning it wasn't so. In the beginning, so, and I noticed that's what y'all do. Y'all always run to that multiple wife thing when you're trying to justify a man committing adultery. It's like you making excuses for your bad, wicked behavior instead of correcting the behavior and being one with your spouse. But then again, if it's not such a big problem, then why is God withholding men's prayers? Why? If God is okay with men treating their wives any kind of way and cheating on them and abusing them and all the other stuff, then why is he not answering their prayers? Because he's witnessing how he's treating his favor. But then again, how is that woman your favor from God? How? It's folly. Y'all are spewing folly. And then here's the thing. You mad at me because I asked a question? You mad? Is it my strength? What in my question triggered you so bad? What is it that now you want to try to attack me? And this is funny. How is it that you drafted in branches always trying to pick against the natural branches? How is it y'all always got something to say about us women? You always got your mouth open. As though when God say, but you better be careful. Because if he get rid of the natural ones, what place you think you got? And you always got something to say. But then you the same grafted in branch that says something about me having a YouTube channel. You the same branch. The same branch. You gonna have the nerve to talk about my relationship with the Lord. Apparently you're the one who don't have one. Because you wouldn't come at me asking a question. I wonder how far are you really getting? And I'm wondering, why'd you get mad? What did that trigger? The idea to think? Do you really got to take a look at yourself? Or you just want me to stop speaking altogether as a woman because I make you look bad as a woman because you refuse to pick up the Bible and study for yourself? So that's why you want me to shut up? Don't ask no questions, because then I got to look at my terrible life and realize that, oh my God, I am being abused, and oh my God, I am being manipulated by the Bible, and oh my God, I really got to take a reflection at myself and see that I made my husband my idol instead of the Lord. So you really got to take a look at yourself. So that's why you triggered. That's why most of y'all who come after me, y'all triggered, because you done made your spouses your God. Well, whatever my husband say, nigga, He's not God. So you triggered every time I ask a question. Or every time I point out, no, that's not correct. So I'm never supposed to question. I'm not supposed to do that. Huh? That don't seem a little, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that word? They call us that all the time. Cultish. I'm never supposed to question. You standing there, my everlasting life is on the line. Of course I'm supposed to ask questions. What you mean by that? Why is you saying that? That's not what that means. Why? Because you can't convince me that a righteous woman can't divorce a whoremongering husband. You can't convince me that. Now, and then you want a 3-car Molly. Oh, well then, but that woman this and that woman that. Why do you always put the woman down? Why are y'all always putting women down? You bleeding all over the pulpit, and people are too stupid to call you out and say you bleeding. Instead of loving on the people, you're bleeding all over them. Stop coming for me. Little girl, stop coming for me. Stop coming for me. I'm going to say it one time. I have much respect for your husband. I know who your husband is. Dap up to your husband. I pray he gets you. Go sit you down. Stop coming for me. Because if I open up these 66 books, I'm going to really hurt your feelings. And I'm going to intend to hurt every part of them. Because I'm going to break your ego down and put you back in your place where you belong. Instead of you thinking you putting me in mine. I am in my place. Dumb dummy. I am in my place. Calling wrong, wrong. Stop coming for me. Okay, I had to shut the video off because I was getting upset. And I don't want to bleed on the people. I don't want to bleed on people who come across my video. Okay? Turn this off. I be having hot flashes. I be trying to keep this. Okay. Here in the Sabbath class, of course, and it's been something ongoing for a long time. Not all Sabbath classes, but the particular class that likes to attack me. You guys are cute. Y'all are so cute. I love y'all though. I just want y'all to love yourself a little more. But that's okay. Now, so here you got, and of course they always gang up together because of course, you know, that's when you know you pressure. When they come at you in a group. It's funny. Anywho, so I was discussing today. It's not like, because I want to clarify, okay? Because I definitely don't want my head teacher, you know, believing that I done gone off the rails or something, because from his teaching, you know, I've learned a lot. And it's because of my head teacher, you know, I have the foundation that I have. And I'm not saying that, again, everyone don't have something that they have to work on. I'm sure he has something in his life that he's working on too. But nevertheless, when I go to one class, they don't say one thing and in a different class say something else. Across the board, they're consistent. And this is one of the topics that they're consistent on, and that's the topic of marriage. And I come to find out the reason why a lot of people have an issue when it comes to the topic of marriage, because they're self-serving. Marriage is about serving. Marriage is for the, and a man is supposed to be the biggest server of all. Because the word husband means gardener. Did you know that? Go look it up. Y'all look up everything else I say, so go look it up. So he's supposed to attend to his garden. He's supposed to attend to his home, and he's supposed to attend to his wife, and he's supposed to pour into her what God poured into him. But he's supposed to also be an open vessel to receive what God has to pour into him. And they flow together as one. Okay? That's what marriage is supposed to look like. They're supposed to flow together as one. They're pouring into one another. But the woman, she is the help that's meet for him. What does that mean? Well, let's just say, for instance, you know, he's thinking of doing something and she's that voice to say, wait a minute, baby, let's look this over again. Okay, let's take this to the Lord. And unless you have some stiff-necked men who'll be like, you a woman, you don't know what you're talking about. Next thing you know, they're in worse trouble because he didn't listen to his wife. That's what God sent her there for you. To help you. To help you build your legacy. And I come to find that in the Sabbath class, it seemed like most men don't even like women. They have a hatred towards women. They talk worldly about women. And it's like you're in the house of God talking about women like you're out in the world. I don't understand that whatsoever. Why do you constantly compare women sitting in the Sabbath class with the women that's in the world unless you're constantly in the world? That means you ain't left the world. If you cannot see righteousness, you have not left the world. And that's simple. So if you're constantly judging me according to the world, then and I'm constantly sitting here in Sabbath class trying my best to please the Lord, you're stuck in the world. And here's the breakdown of this one. You're defiled. So everything you see is defiled, which means you're a scorner, a scoffer. What do you say? Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. The ones who are constantly talking about people, scornful. You're the scornful. And it's unfortunate because you're scoffing and scorning, you're bleeding everywhere. So of course you hate women like me who know who she is in Christ. Of course you do. You can't help it. My integrity challenge your lie that women don't know how to walk with integrity. My morals and values challenge your lie that women are out here just haughty and don't listen. Everything about my character challenge the lies that you've spoken about women. So of course you have to hate people like me. And then of course you got to gang stalk and find other people to sit up and try to come up with some sort of fallacy against me. Of course you do. Have fun with it. Doesn't mean not one thing to me. It doesn't change at the end of the day my character and function. It doesn't stop me from giving my alms in secret. It doesn't stop me from seeking the Lord in everything that I do. So all it does is remind me that the Word of God is real. Watching you guys sit up and talk about me lets me know that prophecy is true. Lets me know this Bible is real. Watching my own children sit up and come up with lies like the one my daughter did, lets me know that book is true when he said your foes will be that of your very own household. Watching the liars in the pulpit is full evident that this book is real. Especially every time y'all say something foul against me. So I had to get off of here, but why did this young lady trigger me? It's because it's been going on in the Sabbath class for so long. I'm watching the grafted in women attack the natural branches women in the class constantly. And most of them are scared to say something. I'm not. I'm gonna put you in your place. You grafted in. Watch yourself. Why? Because I am the child of God and I walk in it. So you keep coming for me, he gonna pull your collar. He gonna pull your collar. Why? Because that's like your adopted child come to the table and they gonna sit up and talk about your child. How dare you? How dare every last one of y'all get the audacity to sit up and talk about the natural branches women? I'm gonna say it that way because you know y'all sensitive. You know y'all love playing victim. Y'all like to spew out the most nastiest, vilest things to black women in these Sabbath churches, and yet you have the audacity to play victim all day because of who you married to. I don't care about you or who you married to. If you wrong, and God gonna punch you in your head. Have fun with that. While you keep coming against the natural branches. Why you standing in the way, making it hard for these women, because it ain't about you. And that's what your problem is. For once, it's not about y'all, and you can't take it. For once, the storyline has finally changed. What was last will be first, and what was first will be last. For once, the storyline against black women has finally changed. So you kick against them. Y'all didn't take heed to Paul when he said, don't you kick against the natural branches. Yet every day, y'all want to stay. And then you got y'all little clique Negroes that's protecting y'all, playing Captain Save the grafted in, because we don't want to offend them. Yet they offending your black women all day long, and you don't say a word. You don't stand up to that ever. They say everything foul against black women, attack black women in they church all day, and y'all don't say one word. And soon as a sister stand up to one of these disrespectful, vile, hateful, grafted in women, you want to play Captain Save a devil. You keep protecting them instead of telling them, you wrong, baby. Don't do that. If you truly love these grafted in women who's being disrespectful to the natural branches, you would tell them, God love his daughters. God will hit you in your head behind his daughters. Don't go against them unwarrantedly. Now, I believe everyone have a right to defend themselves. And you know what? If you my sister in the faith, I don't care what branch you are. But the moment that you go against me and mine and try to act like you are the natural one and I'm the fraud, then that's when I got a problem. So that's basically what you did today. You tried to make it seem like I'm a fraud and I don't even know who my God is. I don't know his laws or anything else. Yeah, you the same one who constantly watch my videos. Because you got a problem with the woman knowing the Bible. Only thing I'm going to say is, don't you ever pray for me. Because your prayers ain't going past the ceiling until you clean your heart out. Now, after you clean your heart out, baby, then of course. But until you clean your black heart, don't you ever mention my name. I got it. I'm always praying and supplicating. That's what an intercessor do. I'm constantly in prayer. I'm going to even intercede for you, that God remove the scales from your eyes. You and all the rest of you grafted in who try to kick against the natural branches. They ain't talking about everybody. Now, those who feel like you got hit, then let a hit dog holler. Because I ain't scared of not one of you niggas. Now, to those of you who understand where I'm coming from, I done had enough. I done seen enough. Don't you ever feel comfortable talking crazy to me and trying to make it seem like I don't know who my God is. while you sitting in my church that talks about me all day, that talks about God's love for me all day. And you think I don't know who that is? That's my daddy. But because my brothers, they was hard-headed, he allowed you to come in. Don't y'all get over here and start putting us down, because then that makes you no different than the rest of the world who whitewashed our God. That makes you no different than the rest of the world that's trying to tell us our Messiah is not a black man. That makes you no different than the rest of the world that's trying to say we don't have a chance. How do you say I don't have a chance when you got drafted in? How is that possible? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Because now that I spoke up about it, I'm asking God to be witness between you and me this day. And I'm asking the Lord to judge it all in Jesus' name. Stop playing. Y'all gonna find out what real righteousness is. And you gonna stop playing with the children of God. Y'all should stop putting y'all mouth on people like y'all know people's righteous walk or not. And then again, and I'm gonna say this before I get off here, because I think my dog wanna go walk, and then I gotta finish my blankie for my grandbaby. I'm gonna say this. I find it funny that instead of answering a question, instead of telling someone you don't know the answer, because clearly you don't know the answer, y'all attack people who ask the question. That's really, really, what's the word I'm looking for, Jesus? It's laughable. I mean, it's clownish, you know, the 3-card Molly. Why don't you humble yourself and educate yourself more? Why don't you humble yourself and say, hey, I don't really clearly know the answer to that. I'll get back to you. I'll respect that more. Most people would. Heck, I think everybody would. Than you telling someone wrong and leading them to the lake of fire with your lies. Why? Because let me back up on this. When you tell men that cheating on their wives is only them fornicating, then you are, again, like I said, spirit of Antichrist. You're saying that God, the Father didn't send his word through his Son, and the Son didn't give it to the angels, and then the angels, didn't. Okay, you saying none of that happened when you saying men can't commit adultery, only women. That's your self-hatred for women. To me, that makes me believe you hate women. So until you can prove better, then I'm gonna say you're a self-hating black man that hate women, and you want to see the worst happen to women. So that's the reason why you condemn women. Every time you open your mouth, it's condemnation to a woman. That's it's like y'all got this misogynistic boys club, and what you don't realize is you're going to the lake of fire, because God hates that you do that to his daughters. And y'all keep forgetting that he don't even answer your prayers. That's the reason why you ain't going far in life, right? Those who abuse their wives and those who cheat on their wives, like that's not abuse. Well, I just cheated. I didn't put my hands on her. Hey, that's abuse. That's defrauding one another. God say, do not defraud one another. So that's defrauding your wife. Okay? Is that rendering to her the affection due her? Like, for real. I can understand why they say we're a cult. I can understand it. I hate it. I hate it to my soul every time someone say we're a cult. But I can understand it, because y'all misogynistic as hell. And y'all need to go sit down and humble yourself. Y'all need to understand that God cares a lot about his daughters. You need to get back in that book. You need to see that you hindering all your prayers. You need to see that every blessing from God comes for how you treat your wife. But you too stupid to even see that because you wants to keep being a part of this misogynistic boys club. That's you being a warlock. You casting spells on people because they so drowned in your lies. They believe the lie that you told. Then they're going to end up cheating on their wife because they're thinking, well, fornication is less than adultery. Every soul you lead astray. Because I guarantee you, some dumb looking for gum is going to go do it. Why? Because every time you stand in that pulpit and you say it ain't adultery, there's some dumb looking for gum is going to go run out there to try to fulfill the lust of his flesh and cheat on his wife. And he's in adultery. Just say you don't understand. Stop telling people these lies. So I guess this is part 2 of my video. I done had enough because we're at the door and y'all still trying to make it a boys club. We're at the door. Jesus is soon to return and y'all still trying to make it seem like it's only God deal with only men, because I heard some of y'all say that, God only deal with men and he don't really deal with women like that. And I'm like, who taught you? Like, Jesus, this dude's stupid. Like, please stop talking. God, man, some of the stuff I hear people say, it's like, dang, the folly that come out of your mouth is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like I said, y'all, keep talking about me. That don't do nothing to me. That just make me come out and snap on you and then go back in my corner, finish living my life. Doesn't stop the blessings of God on my life. Doesn't stop the favor that God has shown me. Because absolutely I recognize it because I walk in it. It does not stop one thing. It just shows me you stupid. That's it. And show me to keep praying for you. What did Brother Bowie say? It's like y'all elementary kids trying to ask a college kid. Like, come on, bruh. That ain't adult. And you got a problem with, girl, you co-signing that lie? God! Child. I gotta go.